So next up, podcast listeners, Loudoun County parents ask the entire Board of Education to resign. Yes, you heard that correctly. The entire Board of Education of Loudoun County, Virginia, has been asked to resign. They've been asked to resign by the 120 speakers, more or less, at the most recent Loudoun County school board meeting. And there is one individual in particular who is an American immigrant who spoke there, and he spoke to the news media about what he sees going on in Loudoun County. We have a clip from him. This is important stuff. And here it is.
This just goes to show how disconnected the school board and the superintendent is from actually what's going on in our schools. So when you have parents coming out months after months over and over again saying the same thing, don't do this, and majority of the parents who are showing up and speaking out are saying the same thing. And when nothing's happening, the students are fed up, especially with what happened recently with that innocent girl, shows how they are disregarding the message of the parents, how they don't really care about what's going on in the schools, and they just want to push their own agenda. This is an ideology war. This has nothing to do with curriculum anymore. We are fighting an ideological war with these people. And these people are sick. These people are pathetic. And frankly, I believe these people have a pedophile ideology.
Wow.
Because they're pushing this garbage on us.
That's kind of what we've been saying on Mark and the Millennials for a while, by the way. As a result, it's just not Loudoun County, by the way. It's many, many, many school boards across America. To be clear, it's not all school boards, but many, many, many school boards increasingly have an ideology of pedophilia, namely that they are really hyper-focused on implementing all kinds of adult concepts in public schools. And those concepts have nothing to do with education whatsoever, but this is who has taken over many of your school boards, podcast listeners. So in the New York Post, parents are demanding a Virginia superintendent and school board resigned following allegations they lied and tried to cover up the sexual assault of a female student earlier this year. Furious parents called the resignations as they protested at the Loudoun County School Board meeting on Tuesday night, a day after a 15-year-old boy was found guilty of sexually assaulting the girl in the female bathroom at the Stonebridge High School. Remember, the 15-year-old boy was dressed as a girl, went into the girls' room, and then indeed sexually assaulted a girl in that girls' room. And that individual, that boy who committed that act, has now been found guilty. So it happened. The parents have accused Superintendent Scott Ziegler of lying about his knowledge of the assault, which occurred in May after an email surfaced last week that contradicted comments that he made at a school board meeting where he denied any bathroom assaults had occurred. Well, they did occur. Quote, "You are so concerned with pushing race and gender that you sacrificed our children," Patty Hidalgo-Menders, the president of the Loudoun County GOP Women's Club, told the board meeting Tuesday night. And, quote, "A girl was sexually assaulted in May, and you all knew about it. The predator was put back in schools to sexually assault yet another girl. You all should be fired." After the initial assault, the boy was transferred to another school within the district, Broad Run High School, where he allegedly assaulted yet another female student earlier this month. The school district has repeatedly denied any claims of a cover-up and said it alerted authorities to both assaults. In the email dated May 28th, 2021, Ziegler, who's the superintendent of Loudoun County Schools, referenced the female student's allegation that she had been assaulted in the bathroom by the male teenager at a board meeting on June 22nd. Ziegler said that to his knowledge, we don't have any records of assaults occurring in our restrooms. So again, podcast listeners, at the end of May, the superintendent referenced in writing that there had been an assault, alleged assault, in the bathroom by the male teenager. And then in June 22nd, roughly a month later, the same superintendent said, we don't have any records. So one's in writing and one's orally in front of the parents. And folks, this really goes to, right? This really goes to, in my mind, the larger issue of what is happening in Virginia, namely that there is a Virginia gubernatorial race between Terry McAuliffe and Mr. Youngkin. And apparently it's dead heat. And the Republican Party really has an opportunity in Virginia to win the state back, I believe, for many generations. And here's how. First, Youngkin has to win, of course. And the first thing Youngkin should do is implement school choice in the state of Virginia, right? The only reason these things are happening in Loudoun County, Virginia, there are a lot of reasons, so I really shouldn't say the only reason, but the primary reason these terrible things are happening in Loudoun County, Virginia is because the parents don't have school choice. They can't use their tax dollars for schools to go to a school of their choice, such as a private school or create their own school or homeschool or a religious school. They don't have that option in Virginia. And in the greater Washington area where Loudoun County is located, housing prices are so high. They're so high, and so much of your income goes to just paying for those darn housing prices. You really don't have, middle-class family, and quite frankly, even many upper middle-class families don't have any money left over. Certainly no poor families have any money left over to be able to afford private school. But if the money followed the parent and followed the child, then you would. And so podcast listeners, while you've heard me say this before, there's another issue here that is so central to the conservative movement in America in the 21st century in 2021. And that is Youngkin, if he wins, he has got to implement this from day one. I know he has to have a willing legislature. I know it. I get it. He has to make this school choice matter the central piece of his gubernatorial reign for 4 years. In Virginia, you're only in office for 4 years. You can't run for re-election. You can take a break for 4 years and then come back, but you can't have 2 consecutive terms, which of course is why McAuliffe is coming back, because he already had 1 term. But in Loudoun County, you see this modern dystopian school system that exists in so many large school systems across the country. And it's hard to believe it even is in Northern Virginia to begin with, but it is, it's there. A crazy number of progressives have joined the school board. And what have they done? They've taken control and they've implemented ideological ideas versus actually trying to improve the education. So Glenn Youngkin, Mr. Youngkin, is, if he becomes governor, has this opportunity, okay, to really brand the Republican Party as the party that doesn't support school monopolies, as the Republican Party that wants to empower every single parent in Virginia. And if you want to see the educational monopoly fall apart overnight, implement school choice where money truly does follow the parent. The left is going to give every excuse in the world why this can't happen. Oh my gosh, we owe so much money on these public schools because we spent so much money building them. How are we going to pay for them if no kids go to them? I got news for you. If every parent were to, let's just say 50% of the parents withdrew their kids from the Loudoun County public school system, it was probably meant to be anyway. And so it needs to fail. It needs to. But the operative point here, podcast listeners, is the Republican Party has this incredible opportunity, if they win the gubernatorial race in Virginia, to send a message nationwide that we are with the people. And that disproportionately helps minorities and the poor to be able to choose the school that you want to go to versus being stuck in the really crummy schools. And in Loudoun County, by the way, it's a very wealthy county. In their case, they have schools that are out of control, and some of them are very good, some of them are not, but they're nonetheless out of control. And parents just want to take control back of the curriculum And guess what? You know how you do that? You get to choose the school that you want to. And if you don't like that school, then you choose another school that you want to. And if you don't like that school, then you choose another school. You get to shop around just like you do with everything else. So good luck, Mr. Youngkin. We hope you do get elected, but more importantly, we hope that you actually govern in a way that fulfills the promise to the people that are ultimately going to get you in office, namely the parents who want options, want choice.